Once I woke, pinned to my bed, and heard a laugh through the thin walls. At first I blamed the pills, then I started finding details I hadn't known. Names, places, a single plate of numbers. Nights after that stopped being sleep. They became listening posts. If your walls are thin, you won't like what they keep for you. The first time I woke up frozen, I heard my neighbor laughing about a hit and run. My place is on top of some shops. 6 months into my new antidepressant, nights got weird. I'd wake up, and my body felt glued to the mattress. I woke up, but I couldn't move a muscle. I could hear voices right through the thin walls and ended up blaming it on the meds. It all started out a bit blurry. Then I could understand the words, names, places, small facts. One night a guy just said, "Parkside, 2 a.m. He missed the curb. I was stuck, couldn't budge. After that I jotted down a license plate, K4 2-MLP. The people at the clinic let me know that I might experience hallucinations. Don't give up, that's what they told me. I gave sleeping on my side a shot and also turned the fan on. Milo, my cat, walked on the floor and the boards made a noise. I chalked it up to just regular sounds. One night I woke up frozen, totally pinned to my bed, and I heard my neighbor just talking away, telling the story. It was clear he was really proud of it, like he was patting himself on the back. I saw her run. We just left. I saw that right away. No lights, and oddly, no skid marks either. He laughed like a real person, you know? I was stuck right where I was. That laugh came from a real place. When I managed to sit up, my hands were shaking. I just typed it out and then called 911. The operator sent a person over. A few days later, a cop knocked. They found a plate that fit an old case, and that's how my neighbor got arrested. They thanked someone who gave them a tip but didn't want to be named. I felt strange. And the episodes didn't stop. Sometimes you'd hear little sounds, like singing, something falling, or the fridge buzzing. But then, other times, the details were spot on, like when they talked about the hallway, a specific plate, or even that smell of something burning. I heard them arguing about paint and then saw paint cans in the stairwell. It was the little things, the tiny correct details that finally made me realize it wasn't all just in my head. I tried stopping the pill once. That anxious feeling came back strong. My hands just wouldn't stop shaking all day, and I had 2 nights of pure panic. I gave it another shot. It all boiled down to picking the lesser evil. The worst was when I felt weight at the foot of the bed, like someone was sitting there. My neighbor mentioned tidying up the yard. He mentioned a mattress, a dark stain, and putting something in a tarp, which was all quite unsettling to hear. I just couldn't make my body move. I jotted down every word whenever I got the chance. Later, when the cops showed up, they found stuff in the hallway, you know? Someone put a tarp over it. The officer puked. I stood on the stairs and pretended I was okay. I told them I heard noises. I didn't tell them I was frozen when I heard what was said. I lied because I felt like they'd judge me, and I was scared they'd either take away my medication or label me as crazy. They asked for my help. I helped a little. I felt like it wasn't right to say I just heard things. I stored the medication away from everyone else. I tried to tell myself it was just because of thin walls, or maybe I wasn't sleeping well. But then, an officer showed me a photo of a dark stain, and I felt sick to my stomach. I usually saw my neighbor's face looking pretty normal when I was taking out the trash. That plain look is just awful. I wrote the rest in a battered notebook. That handwriting is definitely a mess. The pages are all bent up. I keep it in my pocket like a secret. Sometimes the voice in the other rooms sounded like my neighbors chatting on the phone, while other times it was more like a whole group of guys talking all at once. Someone mentioned a name to me, and then I saw that very name on a flyer tacked to a lamppost. It was as if the city seeped right into my room, and I couldn't do a thing to stop it. I left the TV on real quiet, kinda blurry, because it made the episodes less sharp. It helped, but the TV sounds mixed with voices, and I couldn't tell what was real myself. I stopped. Jess showed up just that one time. That shoe squeak really stuck with me. It even messes with my sleep. She hugged me, and then I just had the smell of her shampoo as she walked away. Even the littlest normal things made me feel a bit safe. Some mornings, the sun just feels like a trick. I made some coffee, but the mug is really hot because I just totally spaced and forgot about it. I look at my notebook, and there's a line I really don't recall putting there. Reading it makes the night feel like a bad bruise. I've made some choices I wish I hadn't. I just walked around two guys on the stairs and pretended like I hadn't even seen them. Then, I found out one guy was connected to the case. I feel guilty. It crosses my mind to stop taking my meds, but then that night comes back to me. My hands shaking, struggling to breathe. The pills kinda numb the panic, but then other things start happening. I swap one fear for another. Milo just rubbed his head on my leg and I'm saying, sorry, way too much. He has no idea what makes me different. He's really only after the food and sometimes he doesn't even finish it. The police showed up a few times. Those questions really got under my skin, made my jaw clench. I told you the notebook was just notes. Friends tried to chip in. Jess showed up with some soup and we just sat there, the whole apartment smelling of garlic. Small talk was easier than explaining. Fear really makes you appreciate the little things. I just like how a blanket feels when it's heavy. I like Milo's paws on the bed. That soft lamp in the corner is a nice touch. These sorts of things really come in handy when the night takes a turn. At night, my hands go cold. When I touch the notebook, a line just brings that moment right back. Sometimes I just want to rip the pages out. Sometimes I really wish someone would just believe me. A lot of the time, I just close the pages and put them away where no one can see them. I'm living with doubt these days. Silence can be a warning sign, or it could simply mean everything's peaceful. From my bed, both feel the same. Sometimes, perfectly normal sounding people can say really awful stuff. I don't know how to stop this if it's a warning. If it's a confession, maybe that will be enough. I take pills. I do indeed write. I still feed Milo. The city just keeps on living. Once the rain stops, I usually find myself standing at the window, just watching outside. I mean, the street just looks normal. Cars zip by. Folks take their dogs for walks. I breathe. I go back to bed, put my hand on Milo, and try to sleep. It's just another night, same as all the others.